What's going on? You're listening to the 3 Count Podcast. Make sure you follow them on all their social medias at 3 Count Podcast with the number 3, not the word spelled out. Check out all their interviews and other content. Interviews such as with myself and my partner Jeremy Grimes, Studio 22, and some other lesser ones. Not all their guests are winners, but you watch ours. It was fun. Shout out to my guy Red Dog Cliff.
Knew that she raised one. All of your hate won't change none. Who you think you are and who I am.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host Clifford Red Dog Miller, and let's go down our roster. Currently, right next to me, he is the host of the 3 Count Debate Show. He is the man who doesn't do shit. He don't run shit. He just talks shit. He's the man, your uncle. He's everything in your family tree you wish wasn't there. Give it up for Chaz the Don.
It's your boy, it's your cousin, it's your nephew, it's the Don Chaz Evans here on the 3 Count Podcast. I can't wait for this interview.
Next up in the roster, he's the man who's the 27-time National World Heavyweight African-American blessed man in this building. He's the one guy who's only killed a bear hand with his bare hands. This man right here, he's the man, the myth, legend. You guys know him as Chris Idol.
Always happy to be here.
Next on the roster, he's only on this show because he's Chaz's little brother. Give it up for JJ.
I like to hit the sidewalks, keep me off the street. Dangerous times going on, so make sure you're locked and loaded. Chitty bang, study every day.
That's the college boy for you. And last but not least, he's been my best friend since high school. We have fought, we have cried, we've even shed blood on foreign soil. Give it up for the man himself, Lou the Franchise.
Hey, fuckers.
Oh my God, it's going to be one of the nights. So this is the 3 Count Podcast, which means one thing. We have a special guest for you, but this is a special edition because we don't have a special guest. We have special guests. This is the first time we've ever had a stable. We have these gentlemen who have just been from C3W. They've been on Warriors of Wrestling. They have been on BCW. They've been up and down the East Coast. You find them on Facebook. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on IG. You can find them. Give it up for Isaiah Wolf, Tyree Taylor, Marcus Marquis, the men known as Prolific.
Hold on. Listen. As much as we love that introduction, you know we gotta show them off how we do. How does Prolific do? Nah, I mean, Marcus, hit him with it.
You see, myself here, I'm the Marquis State of Mind, Marcus Marquis.
Uh-huh.
And I am the American gangster Isaiah Wolf.
Oh, and I am the heavy hitter, wig splitter, never quitter, big boy from Brooklyn, Tyree Taylor, and we are
Prolific.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that fight down. Make sure you get that.
Ooh.
That was fire.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna front.
That was fire.
I got nothing else to say about that. But gentlemen, please, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Yo, we met a little bit ago, and then we actually, we got to sit down, chop it up, just talk wrestling. And I wanted to make this thing a thing because we have this show, and we talk about it. We kind of said it before. It's a wrestling show about wrestling for wrestlers by wrestlers, but more importantly, we just love talking good stories with people, and we just wanted you guys on. So thank you. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be putting you guys over a lot on this show, but just bless up, man. I'm glad you guys are here. My first question. So this is how it normally works, right? I gotta give it in. Everybody here is gonna have a group of questions for you guys. At the end of all of our questions, we're gonna have what's called the 10 count questions. So it's like a big test, but guess what? It's the first answer that comes to mind. So when we get there, we'll get there. But my first question I like to ask everybody, you guys already gave us a great intro, but we want to know more. Who is Prolific?
Wolfie.
Ooh.
It's
Wolf. Take that over, Wolf.
Prolific is three like-minded individuals
Mm-hmm.
for one goal and one goal only. That is to be successful. That is to drive each other to succeed. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you the motto at the end, but all of a sudden we came together for one plan, man. And we came together because, let's be realistic, we wasn't getting the love that we should have gotten. We was busting our ass and becoming workhorses for other promotions and stuff like that. So next thing you know, band together, had an idea, found two guys that I trusted, and became like brothers to me inside outside the ring. And next thing you know, we kind of took off like wildfires. So 1 year anniversary just passed, and now we're pretty much becoming.
We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping, baby.
Pretty much becoming
runaway train. Runaway train.
Runaway train. Pretty much becoming a staple for the East Coast and New England market. So it's happening.
Oh yes, absolutely, definitely.
Bet. So one of my questions I really want to find out, man. We've asked this question one other time, but it was for a tag team. So my question for you guys is, what's the hardest part about being a stable?
It's not.
You go.
Like, we don't have people to beat up. I think that's the hardest. Yeah. It's hard to. The hardest thing is getting put together as a whole stable, because a lot of companies don't have like 3 guys we can go up against. So it'll be like a singles and then a tag team and stuff like that. So the hardest thing will just be them knowing how to book us. But the thing about Prolific is that we're so versatile. You can book us any way you need to. You know, you need be. You know what I mean? We're not just, you know, the cover of the book. We have many depths between each of us and collectively. So you could do Tyree and myself, you could do Tyree and Wolf. You know what I'm saying? You could mix it up. It doesn't have to be what you see per se as the tag team of the group, because we're one of all. You know what I mean? So you can mix and match. You can do whatever you want to do, because we still have that chemistry with all of us. And sometimes it's hard for promoters and companies to grasp that understanding that no matter what, if one goes down, the next one steps up and steps in its place. And that's what we do, man. We watch each other's back. We take care of one another. Because if we ain't gonna take care of ourselves, who gonna take care of us? You know what I mean? So it's really a brotherhood, and it's just hard to let other people see that we're just more than what they think we are. That's the most difficult part.
So for me, it's being 3 like-minded individuals, but also 3 different styles. So, you know, we all have our different swagger, a different flow. So keeping that in sync, you know, is always the hardest thing for any team to do that. That's where our chemistry comes in. So once we understand the mission, once we understand where we're going, we can definitely get to where we're going together with no issue. So that's probably the hardest thing. If you don't have either chemistry or some sort of brotherhood within the group, then it's gonna be short-lived. So I don't see this derailing anytime soon.
That's a fact.
And we also have a lot of patience.
Yes.
That plays a huge factor, because with 3 different personalities, you always have that I wouldn't say friction, but you always we do have disagreements, but we also come to an understanding. Yes. And it comes with patience. And I think that's something that I think a lot of stables, or I would just say a lot of teams, don't really believe. They don't understand. Like it takes patience and timing. I'm just like, I've been the key parts about us, and I think that's something that we grasped early, is the fact that we gotta have patience to make this work, because when it works, then ain't no one can be fucking with us.
Yeah. People think that, you know, you get a person with your match gear, and you have a cool name and a theme song, you come out screaming that, you know, you're a good tag team. You know, so matching gear is not gonna do it alone. You know, there's a lot more that comes with the art of being a group. So, you know, it's hard, but, you know, like you said, we come to an understanding all the time.
So a question that I really want to ask, right? And it's gonna sound weird, but I can only like compare it. So like the New Day has different forms of their tag teams, right? But they all have like a different name, right? So I think like one was like Strength and Speed, one was like I think Team Sonic. Like, do you guys like when you guys decide like who's gonna team up with who? Do you guys have like different names like for your guys' team ups?
Just the moves.
Just the moves. Like we don't. We're prolific through and through.
That's the brand.
We all possess something that each one of us possesses. So it's like, for example, myself, I'm athletic. I have a power game. Wolf is athletic, has a power game. Tyree is athletic, has a power game. We all possess pretty much the same attributes, but like I guess you say at different levels. Like Wolf, for example, the damn building. You know what I mean? Ty is deceivingly quick. Like he's so deceivingly quick. You like, wait, did he just do what I just did? And then myself, you just be like, yeah, he's kind of strong. Like, did he really just? So it's like we have our little perks, but we're all like very similar, but it's just different styles of it. You know, I mean, you see Tyree, he's a heavy hitter, wick splitter, and like really is the heavy hitter who wick splitter. and Wolf,
turn your head,
man. His knee, like everything. I can't express enough how much we are alike but very different because our styles are different, but our attributes are very much the same. It's just hidden in different ways. You know, so prolific is prolific through and through.
Yeah, it's the brand.
So my next question for you guys is what has brought you, because obviously you guys have different stories, right? But what's inspired you guys to get into the business?
Ooh,
who's taking that
go
one
first?
I'll take it. For me, I'm the it's kind of a weird dynamic too because I'm the elder statesman of the group, but also the youngest. So I've 9 years. I was going to be a baseball player, and you know I had a scout on me, hitting 450 dingers out the park, stuff like that. But then the scout kind of disappeared out of nowhere. And, you know, loving wrestling, you know, I felt like that was the next best step for me. But I didn't know how to get in it or anything like that. And then I found out what wrestling schools were. And a day before my 19th birthday, I was in Johnny Rod's office in Brooklyn, New York, and took my first bump. And it was history from there.
What you want to go?
For me, I'm speaking like I'm not gonna front. I always had like some type of athletic background, but my first thing I wanted to do was do stand up. Not much people know about that. I actually started off like I did like 2 weeks of Johnny Rod's when I first started because you know I had that cash flow, but I was doing stand up in the process. But next I know, I caught the bug real quick, in a sense. I caught the bug real quick. I know one day I went to Johnny's. I took a nice little bump, and I was like, that was pretty much it. Long and behold, me and Marcus ran within the same circle. I found out he had his first match at that place. I was like, yo, I hit him up, or my wife hit him up, or pressed him. Yo, what's this about? And X, Y, and Z. And next thing we chopped it up, roll my bike from Harlem to Staten Island. And I think it's been like 5 years ever since. I've been pretty much gunning and going from there.
No, so here's what actually happened. He went to Johnny Rod's office for like 3 hours because he'll keep you in there for 3-4 hours talking about the same Killer Kowalski story, and you never see him again.
You'd be a great cruiserweight pop. I'm like, right.
my story is a little bit similar with Wolf and Todd's, a little bit different. I've always wanted to be a wrestler. From as a kid, like I always wanted to be a wrestler. I was into a lot of sports and like combat sports. I was really big on martial arts, and I played baseball, played basketball, I played handball, tennis. I did a lot of athletic things, and I was just naturally gifted to it. I always wanted to be a wrestler. I confided in my cousin, because we both like wrestling, and he was like, "Oh, you're too small, you can't be a wrestler." So I was like, "Well, I gotta do the next best thing I think I'm good at," because like Wolf, I did stand up for a while. I did stand up for about 3 years, and I actually went to a show, and I went to a show, and I was like, "Yo, I want to do this so bad, and I went, spoke to the owner of the school. And he was like, "Yo, come down. Let's see what you got." And like, what's the best analogy I can say? Like, man, like
So
like a cake. I was there. It was.
See, who knew I would be in a stable with a bunch of stand-up guys?
Oh, God. Oh, come on. Oh, shucks. Cut it out. Yeah, so it's like it's always been there because I always wanted to wrestle. Never not a chance that I not want to wrestle. The first person who made me want to wrestle was I'm not gonna say Hulk Hogan because it wasn't. It was Bret Hart. Bret Hart was like the guy that made me want to be like, "Hey, I want to do this."
Yeah, man, Brett did it for me, and then he was like, I would say he's like the matriarch. He's the guy that started me on the wrestling path. Pretty much, if you was Canadian, like I was like, you were the guy that inspired me to want to wrestle. Cause then I'm like I'm sorry. In fact, pretty much did it. So I was like, if you was pretty much Canadian, I'm like, cause they had a strong wrestling background, and all of a sudden everything they did looked real. I was like, it was like, damn, dude, you hate this person? All right, shit. And then I just once I got into that game, it was a wrap.
Yeah, it was a big Van Vader for me. Somebody who's look like me. He doesn't have to look a Lex Luger, but can captivate a crowd. It was like that. The first person I ever laid eyes on when it comes to wrestling was Ministry of Darkness Undertaker WrestleMania. Boss. We're not going to talk about that finish, but that entrance was amazing.
Oh my God! I think I went through my phases. It was Bret Hart. Then I found Sabu.
I've never heard that one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sabu.
Thank you. Sabu.
Don't be so crazy.
I'm like, Sabu is a big inspiration. Pretty much why I went so hard in the No Limits division when I first started.
Makes sense. I totally get that. Hey, look. So you got Bret and Sabu. I got Bret and Shawn, right? So, all right, real quick story. It'll be times where like and Oos could attest to this. It'll be times where like I'll get the boys in the back, like it'll be some, and then they'll be like, "Yo, Marcus is hurt. He really hurt." And then Oos will sit there, look, "Yeah, all right." And then I'll come in the back and go, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. Man, keep doing this, that. I just find new ways to, I get you. I get you. I
here messing with the boys. Come on.
I get you. Listen, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand the questions over to Josh next. So Josh will ask you guys.
But Josh.
What's up?
What's up, Big J?
So it's my turn. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. For my first question would be, what's the best advice that you could give to like up and coming wrestlers coming into the industry?
Ooh. Ty, you take that one, Ty.
Don't hit up an established wrestler for their finish. That's not true. Find a credible school. A place where like the person at the head is credible. The person at the head can actually teach and or get you to the next level. Sometimes you'll be spinning your wheels in one place, and you're not knowing why. But if you're already in somewhere and you're trying to get some, and you just need some advice here, understand your body and understand how the drills and the basics go to everything else in the match. Understand why you do the basics, why you do this, why you stand the way you stand, why you look this way on camera. Understand you and understand what's being taught. And always ask yourself, and so you can ask the teacher sometimes, why do we do this? And then they'll explain it to you. And then as long as you're coachable, they could tell you 1,000 things a day. As long as you take one and apply it every day, in 1,000 days, you know 1,000 things. So just soak it up and listen.
Slow down. Just because you see shit on television does not mean you need to do it. All of a sudden, Matt, I'm like, yo, if you think you've mastered the basics, do it again. I promise you. All of a sudden, yo, fundamentals and footwork never goes out of style. I'd rather wrestle a 8 to 10 minute match doing the basic shit and getting that over than doing 5 to 6 hot indie stuff where all of a sudden everything looks sloppy and is not up to par. And then it goes on Botchamania on every social media, bro. Like,
or the whole match goes on Flea Market. Like,
I promise you, I'm like, yo, I know when you just break in, you're excited, you get this opportunity, you want to wrestle, all of a sudden, like this is your dream and everything like that. And we all been there. I promise you that. But I'm like, yo, if you just slow down, tell a story. I'm like, work towards an end goal rather than just trying to do the next spot to the next spot to the next spot. I promise, all of a sudden you'll feel a lot better about your match and you won't worry as much. Just and listen to your vet, especially if like you have a good vet to work with, because the good vets are the ones that are just like calm for no reason. Like, what's the match? All right.
Yeah, I was about to say, listen to the right vets.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the scrubs that have been there 15 years and you only see them in that one place. Like, you gotta know who to take advice from.
Like I learned all of a sudden, like sometimes it's not about the person that's done it the longest; it's about the person that's done it the best. So,
Yep.
Like sometimes people, it hits the ego sometimes when, if you're a little older and, somebody who's killing it is younger and he's trying to teach you, like it's still, fresh and understanding. Once you're coachable, you could take yourself out of, I'm older than this guy. I'm older than this young buck, but he knows a little more than me or something like that. And kind of know that it's business and know that you're just trying to get better from whoever knows the stuff that you want to know. Yeah. So also take your ego out the door. Check your ego out the door.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I would say, for me, I would tell someone coming up into the wrestling business, I would tell them, don't worry about anyone else's progress but your own. You can't look at someone else's progress and dictate it towards what you're doing. Maybe you learn different maybe they learn different. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to set your speedometer to their speedometer. I mean, focus on you, worry about you. Um, Watch and learn with your eyes and talk with your ears. Don't use your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your mouth will get you in trouble a lot.
Absolutely.
So you listen, you talk with your ears and your eyes. You listen with your ears and your eyes. You gotta be able to, like Ty said, absorb and take in information and soak it up and apply it to what you're doing. So when the time does come, you do get that opportunity, you can either surprise people or make people proud.
Yeah.
You never want to disappoint anybody. So that's my advice for someone who's coming up into the business, along with what Wolf and Todd said as well.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna segue to my next question, which would be your top 3 favorite stables.
It took everything in my power not to go dialing on your ass just now, son. Just like,
prolific. Oh man.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
All
right.
Taking that. If we take it,
go ahead.
I'll be last, Larry. Larry.
Mine's is very simple. Very, very simple for me. Heart Foundation, Four Horsemen, Nation of Domination.
Yes.
Okay. Ty?
I got Un-American, The Oddities. No, I'm fucking. All right. All right. So, of course, the Nation for representation purposes. Then Evolution.
Jeez.
Their dynamics were so clear. You know, it was the elder statesman, the grizzled vet, the young athlete, and the big beast. So it was just like there were 4 kings in one stable. So that always hit heavy with me. And then you got the 4 Horsemen.
Oh,
not the one with Michael McMungo.
Not that one.
Not that one.
No.
The OGs?
The OGs.
The
OGs, or at least the last installment, when it was Rick, Benoit, and Malenko.
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't. It didn't have the thing. It didn't have the feel of the original.
Yeah.
Like I know that, but anytime you have Malenko and
because Arn wasn't as,
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You fucked up and twisted.
You appreciate it, but it's like Virgil in the NWO.
like
them. Also, honorable mention: the Radicals.
Thank you. So this is what, like, it's safe to say, of course, we all 3 of us would say the Nation of Domination, because they all were like-minded individuals, but were, so Nation of Domination. I'm gonna say one normally don't say. That's the Dangerous Alliance for many different reasons why. And my third one is a tie. And it can't be, but I'm a tie. It's the Heart Foundation. And just DX, just because I like just obscene stuff, to be honest with you. I like doing dirty sex jokes sometimes, but not really. But that's about it. You know what I mean? Like,
where's this guy been?
Like the things.
Isaiah, tell me. Where's this guy been? I love Marcus.
But if I had, I might have dug in this. I might have dug in the question. Now, if you're saying like if you want to modernize it, I gotta add Suzuki Gun from New Japan. My runner up. I'm like, because there's no way in hell you are whooping any of those guys' ass, and if you do, you got to get to Minoru and Zack Sabre, and those boys. Those boys.
That's a good one. That's a dope one. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. Now, for my last question is, when it's all said and done, what do you want Prolific's legacy to be? Like, when it's all said and done, what do you want people to know you for? What do you want to be remembered as in the business?
For me, I wanted just like the nation, where you inspired people not to be afraid to be or say what you feel and how you want to do things, how you want to move about, business. It's very hard where you have to listen to a lot of other people and to do this and do that and stuff like that. Prolific is a group where, yeah, we did it your way for such a period of time where now we're going to dictate ours because we know what's best for us. Still, you might know what's best, but we know what's best because of who we are, what we know. You know what I'm saying? We know we're capable of. If I'm capable of climbing a 10-story building and you think I'm only capable of you're going to put a ceiling on me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hinder my growth. You're going to hinder everything that I do. So just like the nation were guys who came together, and from every facet of it, they branched off and did something even after the nation. You know, like people still respect them as being part of the nation, regardless of The Rock being where he's at, or D-Lo doing what he's doing, Farouk doing what he's doing, Mark Henry doing what he's doing, Godfather doing what he's doing. You still know these guys are in the nation together, and I want Pro to mean something where kids will look back on it, like, oh, these guys were like literally, ahead of the curve.
Sidebar. Look at those two of those guys you named. Look at the range of those two guys. You go from the nation to being a Godfather. You go from the nation to being sexual chocolate. Like the range of the individuals in that group.
Exactly.
But for me, Prolific. My goal for Prolific is for us to be undeniable. You can't pass us up. Where our light's too bright. We're going to be something that will be etched in stone, and something that's going to be bigger than us one day. And, people who look up to us, because at the end of the day, Prolific for everybody. And at the end of the day, representation matters, especially with us. So it doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, anything like that. You have abs, you don't. You can still be a Don in this business. Know what I mean? And you can still be a king in this business, or a queen. Because, Prolific, we are one, and we are one with the people as well.
Nah, I ain't gonna front. Like, just think about that. It kind of like real shit, like on some shoot shit. Kind of like makes it emotional side for me a little bit. Cause when I started it, I'm like, it wasn't just to have three of us just pair together. It was actually like, for us to be able to not just come through and wreck shit and make a statement. It was just for us to cement something that we weren't getting when we first started. Like nobody was like, I want Prolific to be something that people take serious. All of a sudden, we didn't come in and just like solidify ourselves with our athleticism, our good promos, and all of a sudden our ability to work in the ring. We solidify ourselves because we established that we're not just strong individuals, but we're great businessmen.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, we're a foundation. Like we saw the blueprint of those that inspired us, and then we paved it our own way.
Yes.
Like we'll never knock the Nation of Domination, because the Nation of Domination paved the way for the New Day. All of a sudden, the New Day, like being guys that just being themselves, paved the way for Prolific. Do we have a little Nation of Domination in us? Most definitely. Do we have the New Day in us? Most definitely. But it's just the fact that, yo, we're wanted to make a statement that no matter what your background, what you've been through, what you're going through now, all of a sudden, like you have someone that looks like you, talks like you, probably gonna be in the same hood as your ass from time to time. Is doing a dream. Yeah. And that's something that, you know, coming from a motherfucker from myself from Brownsville, you don't really get an opportunity to make dreams happen.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's my turn, and since we're on the topic of representation, I want to stay on that, and I want to get your guys' opinion on what's your opinion on representation of blacks in professional wrestling?
It's definitely growing. I had the pleasure of doing a photo shoot last week with some of the East Coast black wrestlers, led by Trey, one of the, you might know him as one half of Waves and Curls. They came in and we took pictures and stuff like that, but we also came together as people, knowing that, hey, we can do this too, and a lot more people that, you know, represent us and look like us are doing this, which made me really proud. And you got guys like Christian Casanova, you got Prince Josiah, you know, stuff like that. People that you may not have heard before, but are coming up in the ranks, and you make, and again, they're different individuals. You know, representation. You know, back in the day, there was always three kind of black wrestlers, and you can only have one on the roster. So, you know, you had the angry black guy, you had the Kamala, and you had the let me dance for you, you know. And you know, now there's so many different personalities. And there was something Darius said to us when we were driving down, Darius Carter. He said, you know, it's black excellence, but at the end of the day, we're excellence who just so happen to be black. You know, so
that was deep.
Yeah, so representation it's growing, and I'm happy with that. You know, guys like yourself, and you know, teams like the Jobberteers Nation, you know, people like the Circles We Love Wrestling, all those other platforms are focusing on us, and you know, are also very welcoming to others. So it's growing, and I see a lot more unity, especially in the future, for us as black people, and you know, people who want to join the group, regardless of what color you are. So I'm proud of it.
Sure.
So my next question for you guys is, what are some dream matches that you guys have?
I just want to do a quick chime in on representation. For the last question. One of the things that it's just, I can speak for myself, but I feel like I can speak for my brothers too. It's just good to actually have to see us being broadcast and being showcased instead of just being a dash of seasoning here and there, because whether people notice or not, like, yo, COVID has actually exposed the bullshit and weaned out a lot of bullshit. Pretty much brought in positive, athletic, like, people that are pretty much been like in the shadows, like scratching the clawing. And now it's like, yo, wow, I didn't know we were able to do this shit. And it's like, yeah, now I'm like, yeah, we've been here. We haven't left. We weren't a fucking mystery. We were handing out our resumes. We were talking to the right. We were trying to be professional, but we had to let some bullshit happen for us to get the spotlight that all of a sudden I'm not gonna say like, yo, we earned long time ago. But
Yeah.
I'm like, but shit happens, and now we're here, and I want us to remain here.
Oh yeah, we got that spot now.
Yeah.
We got it now. Can't take it from us. Undeniable.
Yeah, man. Can't do that.
You want to chime in on that too, Marcus?
No, they said it. They said it all. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be very rare you hear me disagree with my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Very rare.
So my question is, what are some dream matches that you guys have? Like any teams or even singles guy that you want to work with?
Oh, hell yeah.
So many.
Marcus, you go first.
So many.
No, I can pretty much go. I can go a mile a minute with this one, so you go first.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh man. Yeah, the list. We actually did a prolific TV, and we spoke about all this. But I'm just gonna touch on it real quick. I'm gonna do a little dash seasoning on it. We gotta go for the. We started the head of the spear, the head of the snake, and whatever. So of course we want parts of like the New Heart Foundation. We want the smoke with them.
What was that? That's Pillman. As Pillman, David
Boyce. Yeah, and Teddy Hart. Yeah,
Teddy Hart, yes.
We want some of that action. We also would love get in with the elite, whatever you might think they may be. If it's either the Young Bucks or if it's LAX. Otherwise, we're down for. I just want to face everybody, to show everybody how damn good. At the end of the day, I'm all for putting my money where I'll tell everybody, and when everyone sees it, then they be like, "Yo, why have we not seen these guys?" At the end of the day, I wouldn't. It's anybody, you know what I mean? Singles, tag, trio, anybody. Doesn't matter who it is, unless your name's Brock Lesnar. But it doesn't matter who it is. You know what I mean? We're ready for every time there is possible.
So,
and that's me in my bag. I'm talking that talk.
Hey man, don't lose that bag, man. Don't lose that bag. Like for me,
I got it right here.
For me, it's I've been on a mission. I've had a hit list for a couple months now. I got to get one off the list this time last year, Jacob Fatu, which was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. But there's, you make it to those top WWE, AEW, you face off against any one of them, it'll be a pleasure. But I'm gonna keep it to the indies that you can actually call up and be like, hey, we can get a match. So there's one of our boys, his name is Big Time Yaya. You gotta check him out. He's absolutely amazing. And I will beat bricks off him. I'll beat bricks off him too. I want to run one we had a fatal 4-way, but I want a match solo with him, and he's Jordan Oliver. The dynamic is crazy. We had one little tiny taste spot, and we had people saying, "Oh, we want to see this match," and we never touched again. But and then we have and he will never admit this. He will never admit this, and I hate it. And he always big bros me on shit, and I hate him for it. I'm gonna beat the bricks off Shane Taylor. Like you team with him, and you team with him, you win titles with him, right? You wear his gear, and you know he gives you all the advice and blessings and stuff like that. But he's ducking me in matches. So you know I know he's big time right now, but you know it's starting to get to me a little bit. I'm gonna get to him. I'm definitely gonna get to him. But absolutely, you know, there's just a bunch of people. You had the pleasure of working with him, Red Dog, Darius. On a like, I want a stage where me and Darius can really show what we can do, as thinkers, as generals in the ring. So you know, that's just a part of the list right there.
Oh yeah, the list is long, baby. The list is long.
I've been seething like a motherfucker right now.
I know it. I know.
I bet as a trio, I want us to go against the Rascals, Desmond Xavier. All of a sudden,
yes, I would love that.
Trey Miguel as a trio. Go up against the Rascals. Trio, go up against the Ugly Ducklings. With all of a sudden, Lance, Rob, and Kobe Carino. I feel like we can.
Kobe, not Big Coach.
Yeah, we say Mikey in later times, but original Ugly Ducklings, tag team. No matter which three of us, I would love for us to go against the Gymnasty Boys and actual Timmy Lou Retton and White Mike, fucking amazing. Oh god damn, it's like
these are hidden gems we're giving you right now.
Like Indies is hot right now, and when it comes to that tag team again, Sugar Duncanton and Darius Lockhart.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, if we could get spicy one more time with a tag team, Saeed and Treehouse Lee. So underrated.
Oh man, Saeed is amazing.
Well,
I can't.
Honorable mention
Main event honorable mention in regards to Solo, Christian Casanova. I'm trying to run one with. Cause all of a sudden, I always feel like that's like a New Jack City story right now between dark skin and light skin. But
who you Nito? You Nito Brown? And my brother's keeper. Brother's keeper.
Oh man.
I've been dying to
teach from my brother.
For a minute, and I feel like I can have a banger with AJ Gray. I know he's doing his thing on the Indies. Plus, I can see how
that's a big dude.
Yeah,
that's a big dude.
And I feel like I work.
You know what?
I work well with big people. Like I like that blueprint from Eddie Guerrero. Work well with like bigger guys. Cause all of a sudden it accentuates my style, and I'm able to show their style at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always my favorite.
Yeah.
So
I would, you know what? Honestly,
we ain't got that much time.
I wouldn't mind getting in there with Leo Rush.
Hey, friendly fire.
I wouldn't mind getting with Rush.
All right, so my last question for you guys, for me, would be, what's a good, funny road story you guys have together?
Which one? Which one we going, boy?
I'll give you the best, the funniest one.
Which one we going with, Wolf?
Hold on 1 second.
We're gonna go with Patty Pie story.
Oh yeah, the Patty
Pie story.
Yo, look, I don't know if anybody's ever had a Patty before, but them shits is fire. I'm like, I swear to God, if Pro Living can get sponsored by Patty LaBelle Pies, that'd be like a dream come true. But yeah, we was on a road. We had a buttermilk pie from Patty Pie, and this is like the closest thing to getting drugged legally. Well, no, I had a slice. I'm like, honestly speaking, I do not know what's in it. But the moment we had the slice, I was watching an American Ninja Warrior. 20 minutes later, I woke up and it was morning. So I was just like, I'm like, yo, this shit is ridiculous. So we go to Walmart. I was like, Ty and Brandon or Ty and Marcus are in Walmart. They're like, they're in before me.
We just get in Walmart.
And I find the bakery section.
Just walk in.
And I was able to like Scooby-Doo to the bakery.
First of all, he's in Massachusetts. He haven't been to that Walmart. He haven't been to that Walmart. He don't know what a bakery section is, but he knew exactly where the patty pies were. It was amazing.
So I was like, yo, they got. I'm gonna buy 3 pies. I'm gonna buy 2 buttermilk and 1 sweet potato, but I got a sweet potatoes about. So we get back to Todd Place. We eat. I was like, all right, guys, I've been saving up. I've been holding this shit down. Now it's time for some pie. Next thing I know, I cut one up. I give Ty the first slice, the blessing. I'm like, yo, what's it about? Next thing I know, this motherfucker looks at me with the watch. Son! Yo, this shit, I'm like, all right, oos, your turn, Marcus. My man hits him with the Ron Simmons face. What? Well, goddamn. I was like,
man.
I'm like,
oh man. See now, this is where I think we have to be tamed because we have a whole nother one. It just happened this couple weeks ago.
We went to yeah.
Remember what was our Lions friend name?
Curtis the Lion.
Okay, so
Curtis the Lion.
So me is us, Prolific, and Darius Carter. We in a room, right? And the one thing you do know about Darius Carter, his hilarity will sneak up on you. You don't think so? He's one of the funniest men I've ever met. So we're in there. We're talking about what was that Jason movie where where he was in the hood and the black guy, the black guy go ham on him like this, just swinging on him, stuff like that. We're talking about, and then you see Jason lop his head off and it flies in the dumpster, right? So we having a good old time. Then we get to Lion King, right? So Darius was just sitting there like, oh, Scar was right. I was like, huh? Scar was right. What are you talking about? Mufasa's dead and shit like that. It's like, and then I brought up the point. Isn't Simba and Nala sisters? But they had a love connection in I think the second movie. That's inbred. That was like we were just sitting there like, is it? There was sisters. What's the connection there? So then Isaiah's like, have you seen A Mental Lion? I don't think you've seen it. I've never seen it. And we just said there was like a good 10-second pause, just like, I don't think I've seen one. So the first thing we do is grab our phones and look at Mental Lion, right? So now this has gone off the rails. So we see what this looks like. Now we created a whole backstory for this guy. We created a whole backstory. His name was, what was his name? Clarence?
It was Curtis the
Lion.
Allow me to paint the picture. Allow me to paint the picture on this one, because I think a lot about stupid shit like this. All right, so I'm like, all right, cool, Mike. If they're brother and sister, I guess this line is mental in a sense. So I'm like, imagine like all the animals lining up to Pride Rock. Here come Rafiki with the baby and everything like that, and all of a sudden you got him, and here come that big famous roar that we all waiting for. He's just ha. You got all the animals, you got all the animals looking at that lion like, God, you know that shit ain't right. They just did that. Damn well he ain't supposed to be on that fucking rock right now.
And then gazelles won't run away from him because they know it's Curtis the lion. This went on for an hour. This went on
An hour, bro.
Oh God.
Crazy.
Oh my God. Oh, man.
I remember being involved in this story.
He never had context. That's what happened. He never had context. We were just talking about Curtis the Lion. He didn't know what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, he was like, "What?" Man, I would say, man,
oh my God,
like when we on a road and you travel with people who you trust, and they get to see they get to see the side that the fans don't get to see, stuff like that, and it's off and everything. I have to take my shades off. It's gimmick off and everything. So it's literally you start to bond over simple things.
Stupidness.
Music, types of music and stuff like that. Right, stupidness. But there a few times we've been on the road. I find it really funny when we go into like a rested area and it's a song that we all like, and we just break out and dance and stuff like that. The reaction of people.
We sitting there going full blown, going ham.
Full blown
in the middle of Connecticut.
Just dancing, having a good old time. I'm like, what the hell? And then breaking out. And some of these rappers can sing, y'all. You don't know, they can hold the tune. And then people over, oh man, I'm telling you, I think that's the funniest.
That's the fun. That's the fun of the road.
Let's say you never do like Warlord. Imagine like a guy like Warlord sitting there singing like alto. I mean singing like falsetto, and he's doing like
hit him with the shuffle.
We're like, what the hell? Why his big ass? Why his big
Especially
ass
if they
doing
never
that?
see
Like,
you before and
it's
they'll
a
never
funny
see you
thing,
again.
and especially never see you again, man. Like it's
never
been
see
times
you
where
again in their life. Just three or four black dudes just dancing
They're
from
in
out of
Walmart.
nowhere and then walk off dead serious. Walk off dead serious. They don't know. It's like a flash mob.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened.
And then it flash, boom. And the crazy thing about it too is, like, honestly speaking, because we're around one another, we don't really know our size per se. We don't know that we might be a little bigger than an average human being or whatever. So, you're kind of a big dude, moving kind of limber, limber and stuff like that. Like, yo, what the hell? What is going on? And then all this song and dance, you go take a little, use the bathroom, go get some food, and you're gone. And they just like, and you just see the old people just smiling, like,
They don't know what hit them. They'll tell a friend. They'll tell a friend, these guys dance. They don't know our names. They don't know what we look like. We're gone. You're never seeing us again. And then the next time you see us, we'll probably be on our TV or somewhere, or something like that. I've never seen those guys.
Wasn't
that Yeah. It's just funny on the road, man. You got to find somebody you click with to be on the road, man.
Yeah.
That's probably why I got into wrestling, because the wrestling story.
Yeah, most definitely.
Fuck the wrestling.
I mean,
I was looking forward to the trip before, like more than we were C3W. I was with the trip.
Hey, look, man.
All right, so we'll give it up.
The journey there is the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll give it up. We'll let Lou. Lou's gonna ask the next questions, and then after Lou is gonna be Chris. So
let's go.
What up, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Can I have your guys' autograph?
Lou, the front.
Oh yeah.
You want an autograph? Oh yeah. You want
What is?
to want us to zoom it to you, or you want us to want me to do the autograph? I'll send you a picture of it, and then you download the picture.
Just scan it, and send it an email.
Email? Got you.
But no, for real. My first question is, it's day of show. What snacks, what food are you guys eating?
Oh, I'm just drinking water. Drinking
nothing.
Water, and I'm speaking. I'm drinking water, and I'm eating like peanuts, something like nothing too heavy. Day of the show. It's after the match. That's what you need to know. After,
man. Let us know.
Denny's. We find the Denny's and so
with chicken this size. Yeah.
Like before match, I don't eat nothing. It's just pretty much water. Like I would say like 2 hours before my match, I might have like a PB&J sandwich I had stashed in my suitcase. But that's you're just like
out of nowhere.
I'm like, but then like by the time I
peanut butter.
The peanut butter jelly.
Yo, that's the first thing. Who's using the car, and then only thing we smell in the car is peanut butter all through the mug. And well, that's you. You know it. Months away, we got the peanut butter jelly sandwich.
What? You seen me make it?
I'm like, no one. People don't notice. I'm the snack guy. I'm the guy that always got like some type of snacks on me because I stay eating. Believe it or not, I'm the guy that I eat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the eat guy. So usually we go to a specific Denny's when we go from Maryland, and after the show, it's all nothing's off limits. So we go to a Denny's, right? And we got a little. I'll probably get like a breakfast grand slam or something like that. Marcus get a hot plate skillet. Wolfhead, he gets a skillet. He gets caramel pecan pancakes and a side of eggs or something like that. Destroys all of it. Goes into the kitchen and high fives the chef. No bullshit.
Like you did that.
Yes.
Like, damn, bro. Can't take this motherfucker.
See, in the beginning, the first time, I was like, I don't know these guys. But it is like, man, you going to take the love or what?
It's Wolf.
Thanks.
I get
exactly.
Props where props is due. If you throw it down in the kitchen or whatnot, I'm going to walk in the kitchen like, yo, some good shit, bro. Yo, keep up the good work.
Thanks. Yeah. All right, my next question for you guys. What's the hardest you've been hit?
The hardest I've been hit. Well, like I said, they call him the heavy hitter for no goddamn reason. We had a man. Ty hit me so damn hard. I felt that goddamn hit like 5 days later. I'm still adjusting my jaw like, golly, I'm going outside.
That's your fault. All right. So here's how it really happened.
Don't do that.
We're doing this match, and I'm on the other team. It's just a training with training and stuff like that. I come in, big hot tag. I'm coming in, comeback, baby. And 1, 2, I come in clothesline. He decides to inside out it. And I took all of my bicep and laced him on the jaw. And he does the worst in and out I've ever seen. And he's just down for a while. He's just down for a while.
I had to get my better.
He's down for a while. I'm not gonna hold back a shot.
Now I know why.
We got shit to prove out here.
Wait, but the thing about it though, I'm like, hey, look, on them big clotheslines, I normally do in and outs. And he goes, yeah, okay. I'm gonna still do it. I don't care what they. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm gonna do it. I'm a flip. It wasn't a good flip, but it wasn't a good one. I did it though.
And then he had him, and then he's talking from the side of his mouth for a week.
Yeah.
So
a week.
Damn. I'm like, no one's ever stiffed me on purpose. I've always just been like hit hard.
I know.
I'm like,
I know one.
I got stiff because yo.
Ooh, so I know.
Yeah. Like,
can I say?
Go for. I'm like, I've only been stiff twice to my knowledge.
To your knowledge.
To your knowledge, that's bad. I know one for sure. Actually, I know two. One.
The shit one was last week.
Is it one's the other guy? Nah. That's nothing. When I say this to you, I'm like, there's nothing. One of them was Chubby Daddy.
That motherfucker.
Two was Rene Dupree.
Who's the second one?
Rene Dupree. Remember what he?
Oh my God, son. Right, like I said. Here's the thing. Like, yo, I could take a hit. And that's not a problem. When you catch me off guard with shit that we talked about before, Matt, then I'm just like, where the fuck did that come from? Rene Dupree, great guy, love him to death. Now I understand why he was in the WWE. This dude is solid. Mind you, this is my first ever name. My first name, and we do a simple spot called a drop down leapfrog. I dropped down. Before I got to drop down, like fully, he was already in my area. Like it was like, let's just cool. This is my finger. This is Rene Dupree. Drop that, bam. I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, I could have sworn we did the spot right. I was like, all right. And then let's further the match. Like he's gonna bit me off the apron. So I'm in all right, just like I'm green. I'm must been like almost 6 or 7 months in. I'm listening to my. But
we got Rene Dupree 7 months in. Oh, okay.
He drop kicks me while I'm on the apron. He drop kicks me. But all of a sudden, like Rene Dupree's like 6'4", a solid 256, all muscle, no fat. So and at this time I didn't get all my size yet. I must have been a solid 185. Hell, he drop kicks me, and my little ass just flies into the guardrail. Flies into the second row of the goddamn outside the barricade.
Oh shit!
Think about it. Oh, I'm like, yo, what the fuck did I do? I was like, all right, this is just the Canadians. Remember that? So I remember, yo, I'm gonna get drop kicked, but I gotta get back up because I gotta super kick him. So I was like, all right, bet.
That was the stiffest super kick I ever seen in my life.
I was like, still tall. So it was a jumping super kick to the neck.
Hey, that's the receipt. You gotta give it back. So
I'm thinking to myself, well, this motherfucker is like, he literally just stiffed me twice, like unbeknownst to me. So I'm like, I gotta like some type of humility and like some type of stuff. Like this super kick gotta mean something. So I gave him the and long, like to his credit, he sold the shit out of it. I got back when the match was over. I just fleed my black ass back to the back room. I was like, yo, he gonna kill me. Next thing I know, he just
he gonna kill me. I'm run.
He gonna kill me. Shakes my hand. He comes at me, shakes my hand. Good shit out there. Good shit. I was like,
he's British.
Bro, I'm saying, yo, watching that, I was like, bro, man, listen.
I held my own, but it was more like this is This was nerve wracking because the match before, like, it was a lead up because they wasn't there on time. So it's like, and when you're like 6-8 months in, to hear someone say we're gonna call it in the ring, you're like, what? Fuck you, huh? Like,
the fuck?
The fuck?
Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama.
So listen, when anytime you get hit by Booker T off guard for no reason, he was my second teacher. So there would be times where, like, I would just be chilling, he'd be talking something, he'd be teaching something, and I'll just be standing there listening, and then blah. What I do? I'm sitting there fading to black now in the back. And the one thing you don't notice about Book, his hands are ginormous. His hands dwarf mine. And he's like skinny, lean, and stuff like that. He has massive, like, NFL style hands. So he, out of complete nowhere, took the win. I could take a chop like nobody's business. But when you catch me like that with big, massive hands like that, and I'm just here just trying to be a good student, and then you fucking light me up for no reason, yeah, I'm gonna feel something. My sternum hurt for about a week after that.
I'm like,
my sternum.
Now
hands.
I think the one person actually caught, like, didn't catch me. I'm like, I was aware that it was gonna happen. That, like, took me by surprise. Bob Holly.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, he
water is wet.
And the seminar, for some strength, he liked the way I worked. So he was like, I'm gonna work with you. So I'm working with him, and it was like one spot where, like, yo, I'm gonna whip you into the buckle. When I say this dude, I don't know what he was thinking or what impression I gave him, but that Irish whip had so much force. I was like, by the time I got to the buckle, it was just like I had to sell it. I was like, the fact that I had to sell it, he told me to sell a hard buckle. It was the fact that he whipped my ass so hard that I had no choice. It was just like, I felt my spine and my cheekbone connect at the same time. I was like,
that's what happened.
Bump that.
I thought I did a good job pumping the brakes, but all of a sudden I just heard was.
I hate that feeling. So next question. I hate that.
My last question.
No.
My last question is personal here. What motivates you guys to continuously to improve?
Oh, man, what motivates me to continuously improve?
You know what?
Dang, yeah, that is a
I got it. Well, for me, I'm not the type of guy to like hate on other people's success. But when you see them getting a little more opportunity, right?
Talk about
and you just like, okay, you eat, but I'm coming to the table too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so once you start seeing friends go up, people that you started training with start doing things like that, that gives you a little fire to keep going. Like, there's a couple friends that have been doing it that you now see on TV, and it's like I help with the training, or we train together. Like, Kylie's doing a thing right now, fucking Santana. You know, I know some of these guys. Hai Young's doing her thing in Shimmer. You know, I clowned on her. So it's like, you know, it's time. And I was always the one that was like, if I don't make it, I'm gonna make sure I help other people make it. And then Christian Casanova recently, this is like a week ago, told me, hey, it's time. You're too good. You gotta be selfish now. You gotta take it and run heavy. And then last week he introduces me to Matt Taven. And you know, and I do a simple up and over, and he has me and the boys now booked on the show in the upcoming future. You know, so it's about the opportunity, and you know, and stuff like that. Because there are times, especially a lot of people during this COVID stuff, they got G-checked real quick. Do you want to do this? Is this for you? Do you do you want to go any further? Do you want to scratch and claw anymore? And then you start to see who's weak. You start to see who's weak, and I won't be one of those. I won't be there. I'm gonna die before I quit. So that's kind of what motivates me.
Okay.
What motivates me?
What you got?
Motivates me, man. To piggyback off of Big Oots, I like to see the fact I hold myself at a high standard. So if I'm not excelling in something, I'm gonna make sure I excel in whatever I'm lacking. That way, there's no way for you to say I'm not good in something. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's like self-preservation. Like I drive myself to be better because like I want my son to be better. You know what I mean? My whole thing is I got to be better than my father. My son has to be better than me. So I got to set the standards high because I want my son to be way greater than whatever I accomplished to, and he has to do the same thing for his son and go on so forth. So I say for me it's legacy. Either if you know my name or not, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna know my name, and I mean either it's my given name or my stage name. You're gonna know one of the two. Either if it's through my son or my grandson, you're gonna know my name regardless of the fact. Because I'll be damned if my dad worked as hard as he did not to give me an opportunity for a better life, where I'm a, excuse my French, shit in the pan. Nah. We gotta do something different here. You gonna know something about me. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see me somewhere. You know what I mean? And you can hate me or don't like what I do or how I do it or my mannerisms, my vernacular, my presence, but you're gonna respect it. That's one thing for sure. That's my driving force.
What did Childish Gambino say? Wrestling stepfather, you hate me but you will respect. Love it.
Damn right. Damn right.
Well, for me, it's tough because those are questions that I really don't open up to nobody with. Sometimes you just like I keep certain things to myself. But one and foremost, like one of them is my kids, my son and my daughter. Just try to strive to do the best for them. My wife holds it down and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, is so like I'm the predominant male figure that they look up to, and I got to succeed not just for myself but for them. But what strives me to do what I do and to further myself is not just for I don't just do it for just Brownsville. I do it for who I used to be in a sense. Like I ain't really trying to go back to that shit. Like I'm like, because the American Gangster nickname, that's not just a cool ass nickname that I want someone to call me. Is actually some shit I was doing back then. Like I'm not gonna say I'm proud of it. Like yo, I was hustling when I was younger and shit like that to make shit happen for myself and stuff like that. And I don't want that to be like an option and shit like that. Even though it happened, you know, you always get told, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that," and you still want to doing it just kind of being hard headed.
Yeah.
But it's the fact I'm like I just try to learn and grow from my past life and just realize where I came from and what I'm doing now. Because me not having a revelation, not realizing I could do something better with myself, who knows what the fuck I'll be at now. So I think a lot has to do with all the time, just knowing where I came from and my kids and just trying to better. Just like if I like God forbid I kick the bucket today, at least I know for a fact I'm like, well, I tried to be a good man, like for my family, my kids, my wife, for my hood, and I'm not trying to do it for Brownsville because I don't want to just stay clean for something like that, but I just want to do it. And like I try to do something.
Yeah. Word up.
All right.
All right, man. Those are some deep answers. All right, so my first question for you guys, it's more of a lighthearted question. What's your favorite promotion that you've worked for so far?
we can't disclose that information. We're gonna leave that to a
the fifth.
I'm speaking as for the honorary member of Prolific. We can't really disclose that information right now at this moment.
Whoever has,
but there are people.
I got this. Whoever has catering.
Oh yeah, you gotta have catering.
Whoever has.
No, we
gotta have catering. Gotta have catering. Bomb chicken, some green fries.
No, listen, man. Listen.
Bing.
We say it like this. I think. Listen, I know. I know. I speak for my brothers when I say this. We like for many promotions, but if the storyline makes sense and the wrestling is good, and that's that. We can't be a part of something that's not making it seem right or anything. Any goes off to like fantasy world and stuff that's not visually like acceptable, that's when we part our ways and we like our way. But as long as the wrestling the storyline is good,
hold up, blind tag,
promotion.
Blind tag, we are just dancing around this question here.
I got beat.
First of all right, so let me. Pass the ball, ISO. Pass the ball. I'm gonna take the ISO. All right, so. My favorite promotion, and I've always loved them to the death. They're always family to me, and it's Reality Wrestling, Houston, Texas. The atmosphere is legit. The talent is out of this world. The management is Booker T and his people. Like, you can't go wrong there. And you get so much out of the production and out of the world that you're in, because it's almost like you're actually in WWE or TNA and something like that. It's almost like that sort of atmosphere, especially having a building to where you can just do whatever you want and have it be owned by Booker T to guide you to there. So it's definitely an amazing experience working with Reality Wrestling. I would love to work with them again. And
take a trip.
We'll take a trip, no problem. And it is definitely a promotion that'll sneak up on you. Also, hey, since we're doing that, we're doing that, C3 Dub, show us the red carpet, and they've. Rich is cool, all those guys are cool. Yeah, we met you guys there, and it was, the atmosphere is so much fun. The atmosphere alone is so much fun, and
that's true.
And stuff like that. So
we love doing C3 Dub.
We love C3 Dub.
We gonna love.
C3 Dub is definitely definitely our home for Prolific. For me, like as an individual, I would have to say my favorite promotion I actually worked for was Evolve, man. That shit for me, because I felt it was just.
You got the Evolve match, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bitch.
It was because like my first year, I like my I would say my freshman year, I was doing shit with Tier 1, and it would be like the pre-show to Evolve. So I would see the guys that are like up and coming that were on WWE that's now back to the indies, making a new name for themselves and shit like that. And then I got to like pretty much be with them and just like chop it up, like pick their brains and shit, to the point where eventually now I'm on an Evolve show, and it's like, yo, it's kind of like my turn. Like, now I get to talk to Kyle O'Reilly as a person that got his feet kind of in the waters a little bit, got his feet wet, and I'm gonna chat with Roderick Strong and Keith Lee and all these other guys, and it was just a great nesting place for me to find who the fuck I was, and just like an experience I could never like regret. So I would have to say Evolve for me just for the fact that everyone was like so open and just like be able to teach me shit. So I can't.
That's important.
Yeah. A lot of people will never teach you nothing, especially if they feel like you full of shit. They will just be like, yeah, you're good, kid. I saw your match. Yeah, you're good. Yep.
But
all this
garbage.
You watch and listen with your eyes.
But when they pull you to the side, each person like, yo, that you got to work on. Yes, sir, Mr. Lee. I'll work on that. All right, cool. Yeah, sure, Mr. Roderick Strong. Thank you, Mr. Cole. All right, Gabe. Cool. It's like all the people that you just get to like chop it up with. It's like, I bet.
Yeah, man.
All right, okay. Those are some solid answers. I'm a big fan of all those promotions you just named, so that's pretty cool. All right, my next question. What is the biggest regret that you guys have had so far, either in your wrestling career or in life?
Okay.
Biggest regret. Man, I would say get Ty.
My biggest regret in wrestling is just now realizing how good I am at year 9. I feel like where I'm at now, I could have been in year 5. Where I'm at now, I could have been in year 6. But whether it's between my personal issues and whatever I was going through, that always elongated kind of what I was going. And knowing what I know now, if I was there in year 5, I'd probably be signed right now. I'm no bullshit. I legit feel it. So that's one of my biggest regrets in the business is not having it click sooner. And I know for sure that's never gonna happen again. You know, it's nothing but progress from here. So that's why I always drill in as soon as people want like get good. They're like, yo, get your head out of your ass. You know, you got talent. You could do this. You could do this. You can do this, and push you to the very brink. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be there 15 years and not doing or knowing a damn thing. So as soon as it clicks, you're going, and it just took a little longer for me to click, especially with my size and my what I do. So that's probably one of my biggest regrets in wrestling now.
Starting sooner. Shit. I feel like I started at a relatively good age, mainly because of the fact that I was mature. Like if I was started at the age I wanted to, I don't know. Well, I don't really know what would have happened because I was too busy just doing dumb shit with myself. So I think I found an age where I was pretty much well grounded, had a good solid foundation at the home front where I was able to like assert myself head first, no looking back. And then all of a sudden, just also realizing when it's time to start betting on myself rather than relying on like promoters to do it for me.
Yeah.
Luckily I came to that notion real quick, early, and stuff like that. Cause I always like one of the few things I will always ask is when did it click? When did it click? When did it click? And then after a while, I was like, yo, shit, just light bulb. Now it just who the fuck's gonna see me? Who the fuck's gonna see us? When are we gonna get our spotlight?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, time will come. I promise you that time will come. Now just like, all right, like I know my timeline isn't crazy, but I feel like the older I get and the more experience I get, I'll be better than ever, type shit. Like I haven't hit my prime yet, but I feel like I'm what I do. It's gonna be a wrap for this market.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my biggest regret would be listening to my cousin and having like being being afraid. That's my biggest regret because if I would have went for it like straight out of high school, man, like even if I didn't start right out of high school and I would have been in the gym and then because for a while because like I played basketball. So with basketball you gotta be like lean and whatnot. So I was skinny for a long time. My regret is it starting as late as I did, but it brought me a different type of understanding to work ethic that I probably had at that early age. But even though I did have good work ethic, but having them blind, I think really was good to start later versus being 17, 18. You know what I mean? And when I started, the blindness was on. I didn't care about going out. I didn't care about talking to girls. I didn't care about anything. It was literally gym, training, work, and on an ongoing cycle. So I that's my regret, but at the same time, the timing was right. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And my last question for you guys. I'm sure each of you has been asked before, what's your favorite match that you've ever been in? But I like to go the opposite route. What's the worst match you've ever been in?
So I was in a match. It's not the worst match, but it's on my list where I wish I would have done more or whatever. So it was a match that I had where my friends came out to see me, my family came out to see me, and I legit I low key froze mid like as I was doing a move. I froze and I forgot what was supposed like I forgot stuff. I just forgot everything. Like I didn't know my name, I didn't know anything. Like that and then that really that was to me that was the worst match I ever had because there were things that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do because I forgot who the fuck I was. So that was like year one. So I don't beat myself up on it now, but man, I was messed up.
Pick anything from my first 4 years. Oh, those shits were garbage. First of all, I love Johnny to death. I love Johnny Ross to death, but he's so 1960 that everything just turns to shit in front of you, and he's okay with eating shit soup. So it's very bad. Go from the battle royals to the flag on a concrete pole match to blindfolded steel cage match where you can only be eliminated by submission. It was first of all it was raining. It was outside underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. Yes, it was the hottest of shits. It was the
elements.
Anything you can put like where I forgot gear. I'm wearing jean shorts with a bad singlet. Fucking. Like I had first of all, here's how crazy my transformation is. My first promo picture, my first name, first of all, was Tiger Tyree. All right, Tiger Tyree. I had a blue mohawk. I had a blue mohawk. Yeah. Just do some digging in my face. I had a blue mohawk, and it was a fucking blue singlet. Some basketball shorts, some A1 basketball shorts, and fingerless gloves. I didn't know what.
What the hell? Ooh,
I
you know he's doing?
It was bad. 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 Anything from those years, you can pick. Hand pick them. You can. This match, like.
Oh Lord mercy.
It was bad.
Oh damn! I'm like I could. For me. All right, for me, I would have to say Oos, I'm sorry, it had to be our triple threat match against Alpha Psi.
Yo, I was that man.
See, now they gotta bury each other.
No.
I'm like, it wasn't him. It wasn't Oos, because all of a sudden Oos was just coming. He was just coming back from injury. So we kept his ass out as much as possible. But the match before the match before was one of those what you call an indie shit show match, where they pretty much did everything in the book in their match, even go overtime. And then what happened? We had to follow behind that shit. So it was like, hey guys, y'all got 8 minutes. So it was like, all right, cool. Since they did all of that stuff, let's just do what we think is hot indie in our match and try to equate to that shit.
Man, these dudes.
And yeah, and what could go wrong? They go wrong. I even did a dive that no one caught me with, so I just took like a fucking powerbomb myself.
Nobody caught you.
No one caught me. So I still got the footage.
No one caught you, fam.
No one caught. I'm like, yo, if I didn't learn how to fucking if I didn't know how to tuck my shit in, it would have been a wrap. There would have been more Isaiah Wolf. Yeah, it was just like took a power bomb to the outside by myself. Fucking insane. But I would say, but the match, I wouldn't say this was my worst match, but this was like the match that made me feel the match I would say that made me feel the worst. That made me feel like I could have done more, which I feel like it lit a fire under my ass.
Thanks.
To do what I am now. This is probably gonna be shocking. My match against Shane Strickland.
Really?
Yeah.
I said it. I called it. I
Yeah.
know my brother. I know my brother, y'all. I told you. I told you. I know individual.
He's on NXT. I know he's on NXT now. I did Swerve Scott, and I'm like, yo, and I had really high hope for that match and whatnot, but all of a sudden, like politics and dumb shit, and then placement, and then my match getting cut in the midst and shit like that, and then me listening to the wrong people. Don't go too fast. Don't do too much. You know he has to wrestle the following day, right? Don't go crazy. And it's like now it's like everything, the high expectations that I had, you literally just killed. Now I'm just going through the fucking motion and shit like that. Like, like the one thing I would say is pretty much like a feeling that I think people don't realize is like a detriment is hope.
Yeah.
Hope can have you at the highs of highs and at your lows. And I was just like, yo, I'm like, I added so much pressure to myself because this was a favor that a mentor of mine for me, and that shit was squandered. I let bullshit like deter that. Like it was a okay match. I'm like the match was like I could pass it along, but if I was able to do what like who I am now to that match, I would have thrown the motherfucking roof down. I'm like, but I would say that was like my worst feeling match because all the bullshit that I had to go through, like to get there, and then during, and it's like, honestly speaking, after that match, I was about to just say, yo, fuck this promotion, and I'll start over.
Like, you gotta realize, guys, that this wrestling business, that like we're all kicking it together. It's just kicking it. We're here almost 2 hours, and you have to realize that a lot of this stuff sucks. The bumps suck. The time sucks. But the love and the art of wrestling is what we're here for. The camaraderie with our brethren is what we're here for. The knowledge that we gain from it is what we're here for. The life lessons is what we're here for. And
True.
having politics kind of be a detriment to somebody's character, it's sad because I've seen it happen to a lot of people that haven't taken another bump since an incident. So it can be very corrosive to a person, especially when they want to go through the business. So if you listen to anything I said today, just be mindful of who you are, what you do, and just get better. That's it. And you won't have the bad matches that you instantly laugh at. you got to fight which one's the worst. You got to, and they're all good. This won't pass as a bad match. So, you gotta. There's a saying I just heard recently that the perfect match doesn't exist, but the motion to the perfect match is what makes you improve. So, you just be mindful of everything you do and respect the art, and you won't have a shit show that we've all just explained to you in our lives. So, get it. Go right ahead, man.
Chris, is that you? That's it, right?
Yeah, that was my last question.
All right, I just have to say, I found a picture of Tiger Tyree.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna put it out there. There is no tiger in this. There's no tiger. This is just straight blue.
It was bad. It's bad. It's bad. straight out of the backyard.
Yeah.
You know what was worse? You know what's worse about that picture? I wanted to do more with. I wanted to do more with the picture. I was going to
know that he like this.
The contact in my eye with the painted scar here.
Oh, Bishop.
Yeah, my man,
I was more a glacier than anything. Oh, it was bad. Don't do that.
Yo, Ty, you at the cookout. You look like that over at the cookout.
No.
What can you do, blood?
Destroy that.
I'm just.
You know how this came from
Destroy
class, right?
My man.
I could break your bones in 7 different ways just by touching it. Like you gotta do.
Or with my fingerless gloves doing this. Yeah, sucker.
I'm just saying, like, judging by the picture, bro. Judging by the picture, man, you would have fit right in with the Smurfs. Let's just put it out there.
Fucking jabroni shit. It is bad. It is bad. You need to put it up. That's the last time you ever seen that goddamn picture.
All right. So. All right. So that's it for like all of our questions, man. And like I said at the top of the show, right, we're going to have our 10 count questions, right? So it's pretty simple. I'm going to fire off 10 questions to you guys. It's the first thought that comes to your mind. So I'm going to put on the imaginary timer.
Mm-hmm.
Bing! There it goes. And here we go. SmackDown or Raw?
Go.
SmackDown.
Raw.
All right. Night owl or early birds?
Night owl.
Night owl.
Brandon's an early.
All right. Favorite video game?
Ooh, 007, GoldenEye.
Yes, sir. All right. Marvel Alliance. Any of them.
Ooh.
Okay. What was yours again, Wolf?
Last of Us, Part 1 and 2.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, that jumped up to your favorite? Oh, all right.
Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Batman.
Well, Superman in the game, the evil Superman who kills Shazam with his eyes. He's a 12-year-old. That's a gangster right there. I want that Superman.
Superman because he a perv. Y'all don't know it, but he is. I mean, got X-ray.
Now he is a perf. He's a perf.
Perf.
I would use it for that.
What he doing behind the plate?
Like,
Yep.
This Clark Kent shit? Having that Clark Kent?
Clark Kent was creep.
All right, we're gonna ask this next one, right? iPhone or Android?
Android.
Oh man, Android.
All right. All right.
Android,
Favorite
okay.
podcast?
Everyone me on there.
What?
Everyone.
Yep.
Oh.
Good call, Oos. Every podcast you're ever on.
I'm a not be that guy. Joe Budden podcast.
Okay. Favorite movie?
You gonna do that? Ooh, favorite movie? Little Rascals. Don't judge me. Don't at me either.
I always hate this one. It's between Space Jam and Little Giants.
I'm sorry. It's Pulp Fiction, Face Off. Pulp Fiction and Face Off.
All right, you know what?
Face Off is dope. I do like Face Off.
You know what? I lied. I lied, guys. I'm still Little Rascals to be funny. My favorite movie of all time, shit, no hands down, is Coming to America. I'm gonna be real. Coming to America. I'm gonna be real.
Nah, man, we taking the Little Rascals. That's what you said first. Last show you binge watched.
Edit that last one post. That never happened.
That's gonna be the clip.
Stuck on that.
That's gonna be the clip. What's your favorite movie? Little Rascals. That's the clip.
That's it.
All right, we're gonna go with the last show you binge watched.
Ooh, Arrow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's an anime. It's called Death Note.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
NWA TNA weekly pay-per-view.
Get that
He's busy.
hell out of here.
Okay, student, another game. All right, mother.
It's on YouTube for free. I'm like, I'm 17. So I'm just like, straight.
Man,
All right.
Them ladies calling me.
This one I'm genuinely gonna be excited about. Each of you got to nominate one person that you want to have on this podcast.
Ooh.
Darius Carter.
Darius Carter. Ah!
Who?
Hey, tell you, do you like my individuals?
Yeah.
Hey, we all take look. Hey, look.
He picked Darius too?
Look, man.
It's too, man.
Yep. Darius Carter.
Carter. Hey, look. There you go.
I know. I may have reached out to him already.
Yeah, you should reach out to me. Keep your chest in.
Yeah, that's the least he can do is come on the show. I felt it through my spine.
At least you can.
We've been there.
Been there.
All right, man. Last but not least.
That's the funny part.
Last but not least, but this is my favorite question to ask. Favorite curse word?
Motherfucker.
That's very, very simple for me. Like, too short. What's my favorite word? Bitch. Bitch. I'm like that in so many different ways to someone, like a fan. Sit down, bitch.
Hold on. What's your favorite version of bitch? What's your favorite version? Because I've seen one recently that it might have taken my favorite place. It's it was like this gangsta pasta. I ain't worried about nothing. Biatch. Stupid bitch. I was like, you talking about the Lord.
Anytime Samuel L. Jackson can say bitch in a sentence, it's pretty much like my favorite. What do you want, bitch?
Nah, I like motherfuckers because like Bernie said, motherfucker could go many different ways. You seen that motherfucker, Tommy? That motherfucker will be $35 motherfucking dollars. I talked to the motherfucker. Like, it goes so far. Like,
motherfucker is so versatile. It's a
Yeah,
verse.
it's very. You can say when you're happy, when you're sad.
It's a
Stump your
greeting.
toe,
Motherfucker.
It's a greeting, motherfucker. Exactly, man.
I like bitch because it could be
You said motherfucker the other day. Using that match. When Dexter kicked you, motherfucker. Like this motherfucker.
I may, you know what? I'll pull it back. I may have seen that a couple weeks ago on Marquis' face. Just, motherfucker.
It's like, what are you doing this for, man?
It's there. You like, fuck. It's there.
I'm like, nah, I'm on my too short. Yep, my favorite word, bitch. It could be like a period or a comma in a sentence. Like all of a sudden, like, yeah, like, yo, you out? I'm out, bitch.
You got a point there.
All right. So, last but not least, man, I just wanted to let you guys have the stage. So let our viewers and our listeners know where they can find you guys at.
Oh man, come on, we on the Instagram,
They can find us any and everywhere. We ain't hard to find.
On YouTube.
T_Taylor 347 on the Instagram, on the Twitter, Tyree D Taylor on the Facebook. You know, we got our up and coming YouTube page, Prolific BQE. It's coming up. We got already got a highlight video on there. More content to come. And we're not hard to find, y'all.
Yeah, you can find me at the Wolf on Twitter, Isaiah_Wolf23 on Instagram, Isaiah Wolf on Facebook, or the American Gangster 26. And yet again, I'm like, still really ain't that hard to find.
That's right. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Real Marcus Marquis, and I just changed my Instagram to the Marcus Marquis because
and soon to be on OnlyFans, Mr. Marcus.
It's gone now. So, hey, look, I might get an OnlyFans. Like, listen, OnlyFans better subscribe. I ain't gonna do no freaky deaky yet, but upon request, I might get your favorite woman. Nah, that's too crazy. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna say the name. You know, she is. I like a little bit of dead in my life. She's on WOW Superstars. I'm saying too much. Son of Rosa. I'm saying too much.
You see how you just give them the shovel, they just dig themselves in the bed.
Before they dig,
I'm giving all hints. I'm giving all hints.
Let me
giving all the hints. I'm giving you breadcrumbs to the ginger.
I'm giving you breadcrumbs. You throwing loaves at us. You ever frisk me a slice of bread?
You were? Ah! You got it? Here's another one.
Word. All right, so that's it, man. That's the 3 Count Podcast. Now entering the ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, here with Chaz, the Icon, the Don Evans, here with the Swole Master, Chris Idol, and of course, Prolific. We got Isaiah Wolf.
Hold on. We can't leave.
Yes, sir.
We can't leave without it. We can't leave without exiting the building, right? Marcus.
Come on.
Isaiah Wolf. What do we do, Wolf?
Yes, sir.
Hold up. Yo, we are self-made.
Yep.
Right.
Get paid.
That's right. You get the money, baby.
We gon' play spades.
Yeah.
No
and
living.
if you don't
No
know,
living.
now you know. And if you knew before, you'll never forget. Prolific. And the good book says.
Hey, and the good book says, y'all done messed up now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's the host of the 3 Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3 Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3 Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3Count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3 Count Pod or 3Count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.